Hey everybody, welcome back to Heirloom Permaculture. It's been a little bit since we put out a video, and we've gotten a lot done in the meantime.
Yeah.
So we're getting up to the wire on getting a lot of this stuff done on the Caterpillar tunnel, on all of our seed starting. We've actually got stuff going in the ground already. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So I figure we can either talk about it or actually do it.
Yeah.
And since I think the credibility is in the doing it, not the talking about it, we got it done, or we got a lot done. And so some of this today is going to be a little bit of recap of things that we've done.
What have we done?
But then we've got things to do today, which we'll bring you along on. But there's a lot of stuff that we didn't video. If you look behind me, you can see all of the lumber on the Caterpillar tunnel in walls there, and we didn't film any of that.
Well, sometimes it always just takes a little bit longer if you're messing with the camera and all of that too. So
It takes a lot longer.
And
also, we didn't know exactly what we wanted to do till we got some of the materials here and started kind of laying things out and talking about it. And I guess that had been a good process to have, but as long as I knew it was already going to take to slow that down even more, I was worried we wouldn't be able to take advantage of this nice weather.
Well, now you can walk them through and just tell them what you did instead of
we built stuff. So
Well,
what we ended up doing, and I'll show you a little closer, is on this end, which is the south end, is where we're putting the doors. And it's going to be double, kind of like French doors. They're not an exact, traditional door size. The opening is 8 foot wide, so they'll be 4 foot wide each. And I don't remember what the height was.
I don't either.
86, 87, something like that. So what are they? 12, just over 7 foot.
They're big.
Yeah. So we wanted as big opening as possible because we need a lot of airflow when we need to open it up. On the other end, we did one big window opening, which is 36 by 86. And it'll be a center pivot window, tilting window. And as we build that, it's not framed yet. We'll have you in that. You can see kind of how that works. And it's kind of to mechanically be as easy as possible, but have as big an opening as possible. So we've done that. We've started all kinds of seeds.
All kinds of seeds. Plus plants we already had going.
Yeah. So if you follow us on any of the social media, Instagram, Facebook, things like that, you've seen that along the way here.
Right.
It won't be in this video.
He talked about everything else. I talked about the peppers. Well, I guess you talked about the peppers too.
Talk about the peppers too. So we've got peppers going. We've got all kinds of stuff. Go check all that out. Heirloom Permaculture and Sowing a Legacy on Facebook and Instagram. And we'll maybe show a little status of what's going on in the cattle panel greenhouse. So there's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
And today we're going to build beds out of here. First stuff goes in the ground next week. But we're supposed to, it's going to be 75 today.
Short sleeves, sunglasses, it's warm.
And they're saying 3 days from now,
3 inches of snow.
3 inches of snow. So we need to get these built so that we can get them covered with tarp to protect them, the integrity of them, I guess you could say, until they get something growing in them, right? So want to use the good weather today, build beds. We'll cover them with some tarps. We got a wiggle wire channel that needs to go on, so we may do that.
Yeah.
I think that's the main priorities for the rest of today.
Right, because we still need to build the doors and the windows and all of that, but we got to get the groundwork done first since we have more snow coming.
So we're rambling on here. You've been listening to us going about this for several minutes. So like I said, we can talk about it or we can do it. We can make all the hollow promises in the world of all of the goals we want to accomplish this year, but if we don't actually do it, we're not doing it, right? We're just talking about it, which is way too much of that in the world. We need to actually follow through and do what we're going to say, what we say we're going to do, right? So let's get busy.
Let's go.
All right, so we measured everything out on this half that's not under the Caterpillar tunnel, and we start with a 18-inch walkway up against it, 30-inch bed, 18-inch walkway, and just keep repeating. So that'll give us 4 beds inside the tunnel and 4 beds out. Now we'll run a string so we get our straight lines the length of, and then we'll start shoveling the walkways up onto the beds. Once we get that up there and do all of them, probably broad fork them. I don't know, we may do that today, may not. It's not really as time sensitive. We get it up there probably at least rake it smooth, make sure there's nothing that's going to damage the tarp. Then we can tarp it all, and then we can come back and broad fork it before we do amendments and get that in. Just do those steps before we plant, so it's not critical that it gets done today. So she's running a string, one stake to the other. We'll go around, cross over, come back up, and just keep making those lines. And then we'll take a square shovel and throw the walkways up on the beds to raise the beds. Bring the walkway down just a little bit. You just don't want to take the walkway down so far that you create, if you don't have good drainage for it, you don't want ponding in the walkways. And then we'll come back and probably put leaf compost in the walkways at some point to mulch them, so that if that gets built up, we'll be shoveling that back up on the beds rather than putting wood chips in the walkways and shoveling wood chips up onto the beds. We want to keep that good seed bed for the cedar. That's why we want to preserve that smaller texture. So we got all the string put up here and got the shovels out, and it's time to start digging. But in true fashion, once the heavy work's here, everybody's loading up in the car and leaving. Everybody except me. So I think we should all wave bye, because they're leaving me to do all the heavy work. Well, we got all the beds done.
Yes. No.
On this side.
Yeah.
So take a look.
4 of them.
So that's 4 50-foot beds, raked and ready to go.
Yes.
They have not been amended yet. We're still waiting on our soil testing results. If we don't get them back pretty quick, we'll probably do just some compost. Casey suggested a little bit of alfalfa meal or something. We don't want to swing anything too far one way or another, so we want to stay fairly neutral. We may charge some biochar with just a little bit of beneficial stuff that we would be doing anyways. So hopefully we'll get the results back before we need to plant in about a week.
Yeah, the problem is
week and a half. So
both of them are supposed to fall right exactly the same time. So
yep.
We'll
so
see.
Yeah, we need to get the amendments in the bed and get it raked in, dressed in before we plant, if at all possible. So we're kind of down to the wire on that.
We are.
We also got the tarp cut in half. We got the half of it in the tunnel. We're supposed to get, it's 80 degrees today.
Yeah.
And supposed to get snow on Wednesday, 3 days away.
Sweating. It was hot working today, and we got snow coming.
So we're going to cover everything back up to keep it as dry as possible, where we can get right back out here, keep working, first opportunity. We haven't put the tarp on this side because we wanted you to see the beds, and probably saw a little bit of that along the way, but now that it's all done, it feels like we got something done this time. So we didn't make any headway on the tunnel itself, but the stuff that we're planning out first, it doesn't have to be done, and I've kind of allowed a week leeway in the beds adjacent to the walls and on the outside, to where if we have to go one more week till we can get plastic on,
time to finish up.
Yeah, we're not walking on stuff.
Yep.
So, we got ourselves some opportunities in the schedule, but we're feeling the pressure. So that's why you didn't get much footage in this one, right? We just kind of a little bit of seeing the beds built and not a whole lot of talking.
No.
While working.
Busy.
Yeah. So we had to get done. Like I told you, we can either do it or we can talk about doing it.
You can come talk to us on our lives.
And I know, contrary to what it looked like, I had to squeeze a little boots up in there, just for those that like to see it. And I just realized it's been forever since we've done that. So.
It has been a while.
So the surprise, there's a little one in the video too.
Oh, okay, well,
Y'all already saw it, she didn't know. So, but all right, well, we're gonna call it a day. We still got a couple things to get done, and then we're gonna close everything up. That's all the beds we're gonna get built tonight. So it's been a busy weekend. You didn't see a lot of it, and I didn't get a chance to walk around and show you the other things we did. We just had to keep at it out here. So.
Maybe once we get the tunnel done, you can do a more detailed tour of what you've done. Yeah.
So we've got a lot going on all around the homestead here. We just haven't had the opportunity to keep y'all up to speed on all of it in the videos.
Right.
So, all right. Well, appreciate you hanging out with us again. Hopefully, what feels like it's probably going to be a shorter video, but there's been a lot of talking on the end, so it may drag out a little bit. So, hopefully, it kept y'all entertained. Maybe learn a little something, and you'll want to come back next time.
Yep.
So, we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.